Well, today's Friday, and by the 2 clocks on the wall, it's roughly 8:30. Kevin got here about 8 o'clock. I had the yellow Norton on the lift, so we cleaned the pilot jets, tickled the carbonizers, and kicked it a couple times, and it came to life just beautifully. So now it's sitting there. We're going to talk to the client about what he wants to do with the center stand, and we're still waiting on the speedometer. So it's back in its status is stasis, and we'll just decide what to do with that. Once again, the 441 and the Triumph are both waiting for parts. This bike is done. We'll go out Monday. And this bike, we might put him on the lift today and see if we can get him started. In the meantime, we decided to have a little adventure here, and we put my little 500 up on the lift. Going to dust off about an inch of dust and clean the pilot jets and put some fresh gas in it. And I do not think there's a battery in it. I think I took the battery out of it when I parked it ever so long ago. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. Ooh, there is a battery in it. Well, we better check that out. There's all my tools in there. And this is jammed up in here for a reason. I don't remember what. Let's get that out of there. And spare fuse. I put, this is cool. I put Norton releases on the seat. We just changed the bolt that goes across here to a Norton style and put Norton knobs on it so the seat just lifts right off. Lift that little jewel up there, Kevin. It should lift straight up.
Oh, that's attached. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually attached to the seat. Does it need this side lighter? A little looser? Mo looser. All right. Gosh, I wonder what the status on this battery is. The poor thing. Anyway, battery, electronic ignition module. This is when I was using Pazons, which I still use because they're a really good system. And this is your lights on and off. And this is your key hidden up here in the old eyelet that they used to suspend the engines, suspend the frames when they were building the bikes. So I just stuck a key slug right into it. So we're going to stick a voltage. We're going to stick a charger on there and see what we see. Today's adventure might be to get this running. You just never know. Okay, this is, to me, incredible. This bike hasn't been running at least 2 years. I took it to Daytona to sell it, and that fell through, so I brought it back. But in transit, it fell over in the trailer, and right here was impaled by that nut bolt on this clutch, and it put a ding right there. And I need to get this whole tank repainted just to do that, so I put a little cover on it. We just looked at this battery and said, it's been sitting for 2 years, probably deader than a doornail, and we're in deep trouble. So just for the heck of it, I turned on the ignition, ding, and then I turned on the lights down here, ding, and look at that. That battery is still holding a really nice charge. I'm just amazed. Now my little danger is flashing saying your battery's low. Charge it or start it. So I'm going to try starting it as soon as we clean these carburetor jets. And basically, we might put a charger on here while we clean the carb jets and then try to start it. There oil in it?
It says 2018. Oh, baby.
It'll go. You can do it. You can do it.
Find a lip. Oh, brother.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, good. Nice clean oil. Yeah, clean oil. Okay. Cool. All right, we're gonna pull the pilot adjusters out, check the jets, and put a charger on this thing while we're standing here. All right, I've got the charger hooked up to the battery, and going over to the charger. That's a safety rag to keep people from killing themselves. I thought I'd show you this. On the 500, the oil lines go in this center bolt and then distribute. And just for the heck of it, I soldered right angle fittings into the end of the rocker shafts and put the oil lines directly into the rocker shafts. Kevin said, why? And I said, because I could. No other reason. These are two brand new little bitty Premiers. We just cleaned the pilot jets on those. What else I want to show you while I've got it here? This is a beautifully done, right now dusty as heck, toolkit that my good buddy Bill, the guy with the B50 that won't run, he's got that at home. He's a machinist, and he made this whole front motor mount for me out of polished aluminum. And this is a toolkit holder sort of thing, if I can get my hand in there, behind the hot pipe. And you can hide your stash in there. Kind of cool, isn't it? The guy's a genius when it comes to making things. That's there, snaps in place. Isn't that lovely? The guy who painted this was a really good painter. He retired, but when I took it to him in pieces and said, "But it's my bike," he said, "Oh, okay." Well, first of all this is hand striped. This is done by hand. All of this is by hand. He did this by hand. He molded the whole frame. All of the junctions where the frame's welded together are molded so that they're smooth as glass. All down there, the neck up here. Look at that. It's just smooth, all the way down here, all molded. He did a beautiful job. And he did it just because he could, and because I had brought him several bikes to be painted for clients. That's neat. This is a custom front fender made for Norton's, and I like the style, so I bought one for here, not realizing that it wouldn't fit. So I made these aluminum brackets here to lift it up high enough to fit the Triumph mount. And this normally had external bellows. I put the springs internally and put these caps on. I wanted a really big headlight, so that's the biggest one I could find on a really small bike. And I also have an oil pressure gauge up here that goes down to the fitting. Actually, where does it go? Yeah, I put a fitting here on the bottom of the engine and picked up oil pressure there. So this is an interesting engine. It has this casting here, and I looked at, when I had the engine apart, I figured if you drilled into here and into here, it would run extra oil to the cylinder, or from the cylinder. Maybe it was drained down. I've never seen this on any of the other bikes 500s I've worked on. This must have been some sort of experiment. They're going to see what they could do, and they never followed through. So that's there. This bike did not have a distributor, but it did have the distributor mount, which goes right here. And I happen to have a Air Force medallion that glued right on top of it, so that's there. And these are just little rock guards. They're definitely not air filters, but this is not a bike that gets ridden a lot, so it's just got a lot of really cute things. The rear end is dropped 2 inches. These are much shorter. And the front end, belay that. The back end is dropped 1 inch, and the front end is dropped 2 inches. I wanted the bike to be as low to the ground as possible. So low, I had to put on a 350 Triumph kicker, because once I lowered it, the kicker came around and touched the ground. So it's got a really short, stubby kicker on it. We're going to put some fresh gas in. There's a little bit of gas in there, and it actually smells good. We're going to put some fresh gas in and shake the bike a little bit, tickle it, and kick her a few times and see if she'll come to life. So I'll do that on the pedestal tripod. Do that on the tripod. All right, we just put about half a tank of fresh gas in there to mix with the little bit that was left over. We just did a little tickle by bouncing on the tickler, and we have a good tickle on both sides. No reason why we can't kick on it and see what happens. Ignition's on. Ignition is on. The ignition is on. See right there, with that short kicker.
Jesus,
Look
yeah.
at that. You just gotta be really careful. Put your foot way back on the kicker.
Yeah.
Stuff over there. Well, just about the time I got here.
Of course.
Hang on to this while I do a restart.
Okay.
I'm going to show how that charge light works. Not bad for having sat for 2 years. Oh, it's a pretty little thing. Not bad for having sat for over 2 years. Not bad at all. I think I'll ride this to lunch next Thursday and surprise all my old farts, P-H-A-R-T-Z, my old farts buddies that, hey, Frank knows how to ride. So it'll be fun. I'll take it to lunch next Thursday. All right, well, I've got the Starship Snoopy just sitting here. We weren't as lucky on this one. The battery's deader in a doornail. It was so dead that it wouldn't even trigger the charger. So we used a buddy battery by taking a second battery hooked to it in parallel to trigger the charger to start charging. So now this is 4 years old. It didn't hold the charge while it sat over the last couple of years. Chances are 99 and 44/100% perfect that I'll be buying a new battery before the day's out. But I'm going to let it sit here and see if it'll take a charge at all. And then see if it'll fire up. Oil's in it, nice and clean. It's got the Alton starter, and just let it sit there. Maybe even overnight, who knows? So that's the Starship, and this is the shuttlecraft. This is the Starship Snoopy, by the way. There's Snoopy right there. And this is Shuttlecraft Woodstock, and that's Woodstock right there. So they're a matched pair. If and when I sell the bikes, I'm going to sell them as a pair. I won't sell them individually. Don't know when that's going to be, but they're too closely matched. They got to go together. So we'll see.